Greetings once again, Carol Fitzgerald here from veganrecipesforhealth.com. Well, today I'm not going to show you one recipe, I'm going to show you several recipes in the form of a book. I wanted to introduce you to my book. You don't have to be vegan to enjoy these meals. It also says healthy eating, healthy bodies through healthy, scrumptious foods. I wrote a book several years ago that's called Once Upon a Taste Feast. And it was a book filled with the standard American diet recipes that I had been collecting for years and years and years. And it had butter and eggs and cream and whipping cream and all kinds of, the meats, chicken and fish and beef and all of that. It was fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. But in the meantime, I became vegan. Also, I had trouble finding graphic artists. I went through 15 graphic artists in order to get the book to look the way I wanted it to look. And finally I got to the point where we were almost finished with it, and then I became vegan 10 years ago. So I wrote 2 other books, but they were unrelated to food, and I was still wanting to do a cookbook. I had to learn how to cook all over again though. We were getting to the point in our lives where we were going out to eat a lot. I stopped cooking pretty much and going out to eat, and then I changed my entire way of eating, and I had to learn how to cook all over again. I got so confused. I didn't know, because I was cooking for my family and I was cooking for myself, I didn't know how to write a recipe, I didn't know how to shop in the grocery store anymore. It was a real learning curve for me, maybe for others not so much, but for me it was. But I finally did it, I finally mastered it, I finally got my recipes down, and then I wrote this book. It's a wonderful book, and if you can see the edges of the book here, I've got some white pages in the front, and those are all about health and wellness. These pages are about health and wellness. And there's so much to tell that you can't tell it all, so I gave you a smattering of some of the most important issues of health, and then the person reading this would go and do the rest of their research. But anyway, it has a great table of contents here. Part 1 is on health and wellness, and then I've got all of the recipes, the appetizers, salads. It's very pleasing to the eye. I have 2 daughters, 5 children, 5 grandchildren, and 2 daughters who are photographers. So they did some of the photography. My one daughter did the cover, and my other daughter did some of the other photography. And entrees, breakfast foods, sides, soups. Have some great soups in there too that are really creamy. There's a wonderful tomato soup that I learned how to make when I was in Ecuador one year. They served it to me, and it was so creamy, and I thought, there has got to be cream in this soup. It was wonderful. Well, it was a very small place, and they invited me back to the kitchen, and I watched them make it, and no, there was no cream in it. So I created it for myself at home, and it's just wonderful. So a lot of my soups are very creamy with no cream. And then there's part 3, sample menus, the acknowledgments, of course, which almost every book has. And then we've got resources. People whose shoulders I stand on, doctors and others who know more about this than I do and who knew more about it than I did at the time, actually. Books, websites, and DVDs that I defer to. So everybody can go and do the rest of their own research. And then there's a wonderful index, but let's go, I'll just thumb through the recipes here for you. Oh, that's the blue pages are the recipes. Appetizers, my wonderful guacamole that everyone loves. And really it's more than a cookbook because I tell stories in here, and there's tips about food in addition to the recipes. And I've got little boxes with various sayings on them, stories. In the back here there's a wonderful amusing story of bananas that happened one year when we were in Panama, and I included that in my book. And when the incident happened, I thought, oh my gosh, I have to recount that. So you'll have to get the book, read the story. And then these are the menus back here, and then all of the resources in the back. Lots of them, I've got lots of them. And then a very pleasing index. So that's it. If you would like to order this book, please go to my website, veganrecipesforhealth.com, and there's a buy now button, and you can order it on PayPal. So I hope you take advantage of the wonderful recipes in my book in addition to the ones that I'm showing you on YouTube. Take care, come back again, and have a great day.